Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So today we are going to learn how to bring our logo design in Illustrator to Blender. So let's assume you have a logo that the client is requesting you to make a 3D version of that logo. The question is, how do you do that in Blender? Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's dive into it. Okay, so first let me delete this cube right here and then go straight to Illustrator. So we have this logo here. Assuming this is the logo we are going to use. Okay, so you can let's fix this thing right quick so it doesn't mess up in our 3D program. Okay, let me just make this small adjustment. Okay, slightly. Okay, so let's assume this is what we have right here. Okay. Okay, so let's assume this is what we have. Okay, so how do we export this to Blender? First, let's select our logo, come to this export, and then drag and drop it. You can also select it and then click on this to bring it in, and then you can name this logo A. Okay, and then the file formats we are going to need is SVG, this one right here. Okay, and then you can select it and export it. Okay, so I've already done that before, so I'm not going to do that again. You can do that and then we continue in Blender. So let's go back to Blender. So we are in Blender. What we have to do is to go to File and then go to Imports, and then what we need is this one, SVG. Select that, choose your logo, import it, select it again, and then increase it. Okay, so this is what you're going to have. Now, just in case, okay, just in case, but first, let me just center this, okay? So let's say some part of the logo is not showing. When we go back to Illustrator, we know we have a full logo, but this side of the logo is actually not showing. And why is that? It is because the resolution is too low to make this the rest of the logo show up. Okay, so how do we fix that? We fix that by going to the curve properties, which is this one, and then this is the resolution right here. Okay, so let's just increase it till we see the logo show up in full. Okay, so this is, I think, 30 is what is going to make the logo show. And then I think this edge is also not really working out. Let's see if we can fix that. If it doesn't come, we can just leave it and then try a different logo. It was 30, so let's do 30. I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, it's not supposed to do that, but for some reason this one is giving me this issue, which is not really an issue. It can be fixed, but yeah, maybe next time. So now I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and then right click. You can convert it, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So let's go to the top view and I'm going to center this. Okay, so the next thing to do is I'm going to let the logo face front. So select it, press R on your keyboard and then X on the X axis and then 90. So you have your logo standing. So yeah, this is going to be my preview window, so don't worry about it. Select this and then go to material. Just remove this material. I don't want to see that. And then what we have to do again is to now let's go to the curve editor, and then on the extrude you can add your weight. Okay, so 0.003. Yeah, about this is right. Yeah, I think this is fine. And let's add some bevel to it. Okay, let's add some bevel to it. So the bevel depth is going to be 0.0 yeah, 0.0002. Yeah, this is fine. I love this. This is okay. Yeah, so this is how you add bevel to your 3D object. Okay, but there are other different ways you can add 3D bevels to it, especially when you are not bringing SVG file format into Blender, but rather you are doing it, you are creating the shapes and everything in Blender, and then you can just, don't worry, we can tackle that one maybe in a future video. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is to okay, now let me tell you this. Let's say you want to create a stack of logos, like shapes, different sizes of this same logo on top of each other. You can do that. You can just select it and then duplicate it and then bring it forward like this. What is this? Let me just close this for a moment. Select this, and then what you have to do is to go back to the depth. You can now increase this and then make it maybe 1 2, and then you have something like this, and then you can reduce the bevel to maybe like 1, and then you can just position it to stack it on top very well. You can go to this the side view, which is the right view, and then just position it well. Okay, you can also duplicate it like this, escape, and then take it to the back. Okay, and then make sure you position it very well. So you have something like this. Okay, you can do multiple versions of it. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to delete this too, just in case you want to do that. This is how you can do it. Okay, and the next thing is to add a material, but first set up my lighting scene, which I've already done that because I didn't want the video to be long. Okay, this is a very short video, but if you want me to show make a video on how to light your scene or your logo, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, we will do that in the future video. So yeah, I'm going to bring up my studio, and my camera, everything is set, and I'm going to go into the camera view. I'm going to bring my logo up and make it bigger, position it well. I've already set my camera angle already, so I don't need to do that. All I have to do is to set up my hold on, make my logo bigger. Yeah, so about that is fine. Material is already set. I've already set the material. I can just bring it, apply my material, but I'm going to show you how I did the material. Okay, just in case you have no idea. We are here to learn, so yeah, let's learn something. Okay, so let's go to the material preview, which is the shading, and then this is what we have. Okay, you should have this right here. Okay, save your work. Don't forget to save because Brenda likes to crash a lot. Okay, alright, so next we have to do is to apply a material. You can do that here from the shading tab here, or you can do that from this part. Okay, so clicking it or doing that here is the same thing, but here we want to have control over what we want to do here. Let's have control of what we want to do here. So now we have to select create a new material and call it logo B, and let's select a color for it, perhaps something like this, and we bring it down slightly, but that maybe this is fine. And then the roughness, I'm going to bring it all the way down to about that, 9, yeah, 5.9, about 550, 50 is okay. 150 is fine. Yeah, this is nice. Save. Yeah, I know I keep saying save because it's painful to let hard work go to vain. And then yeah, let's add some texture. Okay, let's add some textures to our material. So I want to create that bumpiness, surface on my model. I don't want it to be like crazy, like intense texture. It's something lighter, okay, something very subtle, something that when you see, you can see that, oh, okay, so this has got some textures to it. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to create. So how do I create that, or how do I add those that texture to it? You can bring in an image-based texture, or you can generate your own in Blender. Okay, and we are going to learn how to generate our own. And maybe later, in a later video, we can do that with um, image-based texture. Okay. All right. So how do we do that? We do that by going to, let's say, add Shift A, and then bring in a noise texture right here. And then we're also going to bring in a texture coordinates, this one. And then we're also going to bring in a mapping node, which is this one right here. And then this one is going to go to vector, and then generator is going to go to this. But if you want to know the simplest way to do this, delete this, and then go to we need to activate a plugin called Node Wrangler. So go to edit preferences, search for Node Wrangler, this one right here, activate it, and then when you select the noise texture here, and then hit Control T on your keyboard, it does that for you, so you don't really have to worry yourself connecting this. Okay, yeah. So the next thing we have to add is to bring in a bump map, this one. There's a bump node, okay, this one. So the normal is going to go into the normal, and then the factor is going to go into the height. Okay, so if we deactivate it, we don't see anything because it is very huge, so we need to scale it down a bit. But I'm going to bring this one up, like all the way up, so we see the texture, reflecting on the object. Okay, and then we can reduce it. Okay, so bring it all the way down, bring it all the way down, all the way down, like this down. Well, this is how I do it. Okay, so don't judge me, please. So let's bring it down a bit, and then also scale it down. And then the next thing we have to do is to go to the scale, the mapping nodes. Let's go to the scale, drag it down, and then make it like maybe 6. 6. Let's dial it down more. Okay, so you get something that you're comfortable with. I love to experiment, up numbers and down numbers to get something that I like. So this is fine, but then also it is too strong, so we have to tone it down a bit. And then also this one has to go all the way down. Okay, so let's say 0.01. You have this, so you have this beautiful texture, but I believe it's still strong, so you can still dial it down, like something like this, so you can see your texture, showing up quite decent. You can also try to scale it down more. Okay, maybe you can go all the way down to like maybe negative 6,000. That is too much, like negative 4,000. Let's make it 500. Yeah, this is fine. I love this one. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this is fine. And what we can do next is maybe like you want to add some distortion to it. You can do that. Add some nice distortion to it, which gives it a nice texture, which is fine. Yeah, very beautiful. Okay, so the next thing is we want to control our texture. So I'm going to bring in like a color ramp. So search for color ramp, this one, and then connect it. So you can bring it down a bit. I'm going to go to the color and then tone it down slightly. I don't want it to be too visible, like a notch. Okay, so you have this beautiful texture, which is strong but not too strong, visible to the eyes. Okay, yeah, this is beautiful. I love this. So this is, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to do anything to it. But if you want to change the color, you can just go back and then change the color a bit, you know. Yeah, this is fine. So let's go back to our layout, save, and the next thing is to activate our render view. And this is what we have. Since the light and HDRI, everything is already set, this is what I'm getting. But then I brought in a plane at the back just to give it some nice um, output. Yeah. And then I'm going to turn off these ones so I don't want to see that. And then when you zoom in closer, you can see the texture is there, but it's a bit blurry. That's because of our camera depth of field. So we need to make our image the focal point. Okay, so let's select the camera. Right here, go to the camera settings, and then you have depth of field. If yours is not activated, you can activate it. So select it, and then select this eyedropper, and select your logo. So now the logo is in focus now. And then now the aspect ratio or the resolution, when you go to the output format, you have 1080 by 1080. That's how I've set mine. You can make yours like 1350 by 1080p. 1080 pixels, which also works. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave mine this way. And then with the color, I came to the render settings and then went all the way down to the color management, and then I choose Chronos. You can choose ACs if that works for you, but I'm going to leave mine at Chronos. And then I gave it, I think this, about that. Now I think I'm going to leave it this way. I think this is fine because I gave it some compositing adjustment or filters to it. So now with that done, you can see there is some chromatic aberration there, which is giving it like some color shift. And then also you can see there's a little bit of glow, which is a bloom, giving it some nice look, which is great. So let me show you how I did that. It's already set up, so I'm going to explain to you how I did that. So let's do a test render first, and then when we go back to our render settings, mine is at 200 resolution. Yours should probably be 100. Okay, but I love mine to be 200 because I want it to, like be more visible and quality render. So yeah, I'm going to leave mine at 200, and then I'm going to hit render. Okay. So this is what we should, let me reduce this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so this is what we're getting. Yeah. 300 and done. We're done. So this is what we have. Okay. This is what we have. This is beautiful. This is looking good. But if you want to have it like now let me show you how I did that additional compositing stuff. So let's go to the compositing tab, and then this is what I have here. Okay, this is what I have. So Blender 5.0 has this filters that you can add to your renders to get a certain look that you're looking for. So what I did is let's say I created a new node, and then if yours is not showing, yours should probably be like this. Yours should probably let's say, let me undo it. Let me just undo it. So yours should probably be like this, and then all you have to do is to create a new node and then bring back the click on the backdrop. So you're going to see a render here just to give you a preview of what you'll be doing. Okay, so just bring this one here and then bring in your chromatic aberration, connect it, and then you can see it is showing, but it is too much. So I'm gonna make it like 0.03. Okay, yeah, about this maybe 4. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can see this very well. Maybe this is fine, and then yeah, let's go back. And then the next thing I think I added was the blue. So that's glare node. Let's add a glare node. So this one, let's connect it and then set bloom, and then you can see so when I deactivate it, you can see with and without. Okay, you can see it's giving it some bloom effects right here. Okay, some highlight effects right here, which is making it look nice and natural. And then I think I'm gonna leave the strength as it is. I'm not going to touch it. I kind of like it this way. And then I think the next thing I added was I think I added RGB curve. RGB. So let's say RGB curves to it. This one, and then I think I did this. Make it more contrast. Okay, so you can tweak yours to get what you're looking for. Okay, and then I think I added another RGB curve to it to bump up the brightness slightly. About that. Okay, so yeah, I think this is all I did. Yeah, and then back to the viewports. If you want to see your effect showing in your viewport, all you have to do is to come to the render viewport shading, and then just, if yours is at disabled, just turn it to camera or just put that always. Any of these two works. Okay, there's no difference. So yeah, just leave it at camera or always. Your choice, your taste. Alright, so that is it. So the next thing we have to do is to render the final image, and then we're done. But just in case you want to render the logo without the background, just want to have it like on transparent background, what you have to do is to now get rid of this plane, and then also let's go back to the render settings and then go all the way down to film right here, this one right here, and then you can see transparent. Just toggle it on, and then you have transparent background. So now you can render your image, and then when it is done, you can save it. Okay, so maybe you don't know how to save it. You can come to the output settings and then choose a location where you want your file to be, and then when you render, it will go there straight. Or you can ignore this, just render like we did before this, and then you have to come to image and then save your image and choose your location, then you're done. So yeah, that is it. We have successfully brought our logo from Adobe Illustrator to Blender, and giving it some nice feel. Okay, so thank you for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate your time watching this video. Thank you so much, and let me know if you want me to show you how I did the lighting on the logo in the comment section. So then more the number I can make some videos, but I'm obviously going to make some videos about lighting and cameras. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Until next time, stay safe. Bye bye.
Take a seat in the chair. There's a sapphire glow in the creative air. We break the complex down, keep it simple and true, 'cause every message starts